Welcome back to the channel. We have 24 subscribers now. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel and watching my videos. I appreciate it. I have a few things just to, a little catch up on a few of the things. As we know, I've got several socks finished, but never a pair. It's never a pair. I'm sure we all know how that can be. The first sock that I have actually was shown a while ago, but then I have a couple other ones. Hold on, I did not get anything out. Am not prepared in the least. So I have obviously this sock, which I need to cast on and do the second sock. I really like this sock a lot. I like these colors and I can't wait to get that to be a complete pair. That is it's a Crazy Sock Lady pattern. I don't remember the name of it, and I didn't write it down, so if I think about it when I'm uploading, I'll put it in the description box. I don't always think to do that. I'm still new to this whole YouTube thing. Now, the second sock is the Candy sock, which started out supposed to be Lynx sock. But this is beautiful, and I'm glad it ended up being this, because for this color, I love this color with this little cable. It's just such a simple sock and such a vibrant red. It's so beautiful. I just cast on the second sock to that this morning, and I don't even have very much of that cast on done, but as you can see, it's a whole mess because I just had it stuffed in there because I was in a hurry to get it back in the bag, because I take a project with me, or start a project while I'm out doing laundry. And that's what I was doing this is what I was doing today when I was out doing laundry. It's not, like I said, I got it cast on, and I think I have one more needle to go till it's a whole round. But so that one's cast on. That one is in the works. I just cast off my husband's sock. I'm not sure how I feel about this sock. For one thing, I'm not a fan of this color. And at first I was like, the yarn's nice though. But the more I work with it, the more I dislike this yarn. I don't think I'll buy any more of this KNC Super Socks yarn. I think that's what it's called. I don't think I'll buy any more of that. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like the cast off that it had me do. Well, I'm not 100% sure. It said somebody's super stretchy cast off. I didn't Google. I don't Google. I YouTube. I go straight to YouTube and search it up. Anyway, and this is one of the tutorials I found, and it was a tutorial by somebody that I followed for something else, and I enjoyed her the way she did her tutorial, because she slowed it way down, so I didn't have to slow it down or go back and back and back over and over again until I figured it out, because I'm a visual learner. I have to have somebody show me how to do it. I can't read your instructions and get it. So I did it exactly as it was said, but it seems a little, I don't know. If this doesn't fit him, I'm tearing it out and starting a whole different type of sock for him with the same yarn. I'll do it with this yarn, even though I don't like this yarn. But if it does fit him, I'll do the second sock, and I'll never use this yarn again, ever. I dislike it. And as far as I have my grandson's sweater that I started working. I started doing the color work. As you can see, look at that. It's actually looking really nice. I'm not sure about the floats. And I don't know if I'm doing the floats right. Am I supposed to be catching these? They seem short enough. Any tips on that, please let me know, because I have never done color work of anything before. So I don't know whether I should be catching these smaller ones or they're fine. It's going around the neck, and it's for a boy, so he's not going to be wearing jewelry or stuff like that. But sometimes his sisters borrow his stuff, and they have jewelry. But there is a third color that I picked to go with this. It was side by side on the skein. They looked similar, but also different enough that I thought that they would stand out and you would be able to tell the difference. But when I put the first, this is the start of the next, adding on the next color. And when I put them on there, when I put the next color on there, you almost couldn't tell that there was a color change. And I decided to tear that back out, which, I mean, was one stitch, so it's not a problem. So I took that color off, and I am going to go home and find me a nice red. And I thought red would actually go really well with it. So that's my plan. I know I have red at home. I don't have any here. So again, that's on hold. But I'm going back home here pretty soon. And it's not due until October. That's the birthday. So, and then after that, I also have to find some good bucket hat tutorials, which I think Bag a Day has several. So I might go see what she's got and try out a few of hers. My other grandson, whose birthday is in October, we've got 3 birthdays all in October. All within the first 2 weeks of October. So his birthday's coming up, but he, I think, would be more likely to enjoy a hat rather than a sweater. So I want to do some bucket hats for him for his birthday. And I think he would enjoy that a lot. I haven't touched my Bordeaux Nights tee. I have not cast on the Deshane yet. I have not looked into whether I got enough yarn that I have set aside that I want to make a ranunculus out of, to see if I have enough to do it. Even a tee version is fine. Like, I don't mind if it doesn't have sleeves, but as long as it can get me to a point where, you know, the whole body is complete, along with like finishing off short sleeves, that's fine with me. I have to weigh it all and do the math and see what I need for that. And then I'll be able to cast that on. I also have been itching to start something else. Yesterday, I was like thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and I could not stop thinking about it. And now today, I can't even remember what it was. My brain doesn't work right. I don't know what's wrong with it. So hopefully I'll remember what that was here pretty soon, and I'll be able to figure that out and get that started maybe. I got enough stuff to work on. If I don't, it'll be fine. But I was like super excited about whatever it was, and now I can't even remember whether it was a sock. I don't even think it was a sock at this point. After my husband's sock, I'm kind of over socks, and I still got to make a pair. I technically have a pair if I didn't mind wearing silly socks, but I don't want to wear silly socks. I gotta have two. So, oh, and I haven't worked on this sock either in a little bit. I'm not pulling it out of the bag just because I don't want to rustle it a bunch, but it's the lace sock that I'd started. I have to work a little bit on that. I haven't worked on it since I started it, and it's one of those patterns where I want to have it as like, I'm tired of working on this and everything else, and I just go to that for a little while and do like a repeat section and then stop and then pick back up. But the problem is I'm not tired of working on anything except the husband's socks. That's all I'm tired of. And I got the first one off. I'm not casting the second one on right away. I might give that a week to just give myself a break, unless it has to be redone, and then I've got to I don't know. I'm so over that sock. I was over those pink basket socks too that I gave to my daughter, but I got them done. So I mean, I know I can do it. I just got to make myself sit down and do it. Let's see. I think that's about it. I just really want to cast on those other ones, but I'm also trying to refrain from doing so until I get some more stuff complete. And then I'm not casting on so many socks at once. We're going to do one pair of socks at a time. That's about it. I'll probably cast on both socks at the same time, and then that way they're both going next time I cast on a pair of socks. Maybe that'll make it easier. Maybe I'm fooling myself and I'm still going to struggle with it. I don't know. Who knows, right? Well, let's see about looking at our little buddy. There he is. He just got done going for a little walk. And he is all tuckered out. He had a nice big drink and passed out on the floor. He loves his walks. They're his favorite. Oh, this is my scissors. My basket of needles and scissors is in the middle of everything. I've got this whole table just scattered with yarn and knitting paraphernalia. My husband comes home sometimes and he's like, "What did you do?" I was knitting. I also want to crochet something. I have that Tunisian crochet washcloth thing I started too. I really need to get that back on in the works, because I got one washcloth almost finished. I just got to do around the border. And technically I don't have to do around the border, but I want it to look really nice. So I'm probably going to do a quick little border, but I haven't finished watching that tutorial to see how to do the border yet. Plus I'm going to have to rewatch the tutorial to do other washcloths in the same pattern, because I forget how I did it. It's been a while since I picked that up. But other than that, I think that is it. There's just not much else to share. I'm gonna have to start like coming up with divvying up. This is gonna like Monday's gonna be for this subject, and Tuesdays for or Wednesdays for like when everybody does Whip Wednesday. So like I'll probably be a whip episode for me. But I think I want to divvy everything up. But the thing is, I don't really have that much to divvy up either. So either way, they're going to be a whole lot of nothing, short-ish videos for the time being. I don't know. Friday, because my upload days that I'm working with right now are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with it, with like category wise, and if I'm going to continue doing them all in one video, and just each video is going to have just an update of everything. I want to try and do a more concise like episode, and like where everything is, I talk about just this, and then we move on to the next one, and then move on to the next one. I'm not very good at planning and organizing, though. It's not that I can't do it. It's that I don't. It takes time you have to sit down and actually make the effort to do it. And that's not something that I have ever felt was important enough to do. Planning. Who plans? Just do what you want to do when you want to do it, right? That's how I tend to roll. And so now that I have the channel, I do find that I want to plan a little more, but I don't know where to start. I'm sure I'll figure it out soon enough. I hope everybody tolerates my nonsense until then, but I do plan on sorting myself out and having a more concise video from now on. I don't know. Not from now on, obviously, because probably next one's going to be just as messy as this one. But if anybody has any suggestions, any ideas, anything they'd like to share, go ahead and comment. I'd love to hear any and all advice about my new little baby channel. And even if it's not the nicest, like if you think that I'm highly annoying when I do this or that or whatever, just say it. I'm not super sensitive. I will take that into consideration, and depending on how I feel about it, like if I decide it's an important thing to change, then I'll try and work a change into that. If though, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Not gonna do that. If I decide that what your suggestion is makes sense for some people, but it doesn't make sense for me, I won't change that, and I won't apologize for not changing that, but I will say that I hope that you would still stick around, because sometimes there's things about people that I enjoy watching a lot, but sometimes something they do is just, oh, can we move on? I get it. But I also know that it's their channel, it's their personality, it's who they are, and I'm not going to expect them to change everything about themselves to be like me, because we can't all be like each other. That would be a boring world if everybody was exactly the same. That's the way I see it. Eventually, too, I want to start adding in into my videos once in a while, like showing actual patterns. Like I see a lot of videos of people showing the patterns that they're thinking about starting, stuff like that, things that they wouldn't start. I don't know if I would be like things I'll never make and then do a video like that, just because if I'm not trying to make it, I'm not trying to talk about it either. I'm just going to ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist. But if I'm, if it's something I'm excited about, I really want to, thinking about making it, yeah, I want to start doing like maybe an episode every now and then where I talk about patterns that have really caught my attention, that I'm really, really interested in. Because I am shamelessly a pattern hoarder. I have so many patterns. I just go on Ravelry. I find all these free patterns that are just so beautiful. I also am in a group that shares free patterns all the time, and I'm like, this is great. I love it. Free patterns everywhere. I've got so many patterns. I know I can never make them all, but I have options that way. I get to pick and choose what I want to make, and it's actually quite nice. It's sometimes, though, it's a little too nice, because then I'm scrolling through my drive and trying to find something else to make, and I'm like, I don't want to make any of this. I do eventually, but today I don't. It's a struggle. I'm sure some of y'all relate to that, but it's a struggle. But I would like to start doing something like that once in a while. Probably not very often, because I'm, like I said, that's more of a planny type of video, and I'm not a huge planner. I just get on and I say what comes to mind, and I talk about something if I remember it. Sometimes I forget. So yeah. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna let everybody go. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.